All right, another day working on 38. Tidy up on the wiring a little bit more. Get it primed. Get the synchronizer in it today. Just keep going. This yellow and white wire here, I'm just gonna put an eyelet and put it right to the alternator. If we look at the schematic here, here's the alternator. The yellow and white wire goes to a constant power, which is fed directly off of the starter terminal. I'm going to use a different relay, and these powers here are going to go to the battery cable side of the starter. The solenoid side of the starter, I'm going to run it to a different relay. So my battery post, these are all hooked to the same place. They're all pulling power. They're all hot all the time. It shows on the schematic 12 gauge fuse links. Those are both 12 gauge fuse links. So I can hook this wire right here. And this wire needs to be lengthened and run inside. We don't have a charge indicator. We have a digital readout with a voltmeter on the gauges. So I'm just going to run that wire into a key-on fuse, and it should be good to go. And just like that, it's the afternoon. I didn't get anything done except for cutting this down. So I found an easy way to do that. I have this piece of pipe. Luckily, fits the inside of this elbow that I bought. And I wrapped a piece of tape around it, marked my line, cut it with a razor blade. It worked out perfect. Yeah, and just like that, it's like 4 or 5 days later. Monday morning now, getting back on this 38 pickup. My pickup where I left off, I think, with the wiring. I'm just going to keep plugging away. I'm going to try and do a video on this truck every couple days at least, or maybe every day. I don't know. It depends how it goes. Depends how much stuff I get done. But, so yeah, let's see where we're at here. I roughed out the boot. This is going to need some... It's going to need some adjusting, but I can't really get it exactly where I want it until the cab and the fender is on. So I'm going to leave the rest of it for later. I'm just going to make sure that I leave myself a little bit of extra room on that wire. But these all need to be shortened. I'm going to finish this alternator up, finish these wires up, and then we'll get on priming this thing. So my friend Jason stopped by right as I was getting started on the video. We got talking about some stuff, and I remembered I have a bunch of airbags, and this car right here's got 2 airbags in it. He's parting out one of his other vehicles that has 2 airbags in it. I have all these airbags from building the 38 pickup, the 39 pickup, this Dodge chassis bus right here. I've just been collecting them over the years. Let me show you what I got. So obviously this is the Ford Explorer that is underneath of the 38 pickup right now. I should have another one of these bags from building the 39. This is the other airbag right here out of that 39, the one I took apart for the 39. So there's 2 of those. There's going to be another one of these and another one of these because Jason's parting out one of these Explorers. This is the Dodge airbag that we used for the bus chassis. This is the airbag out of the GMC Yukon that we used for the Monte Carlo. Don't remember. Oh, you know what? This is the other one. It was a Mountaineer. That's the other airbag right there. So there's 2 of those, 2 of those. There's going to be another pair of these. This is out of a Neon. I got this from somebody, had it in their toolbox. Somebody at work gave that to me. This one here, I diagnosed this probably, it had to have been 15 years ago or so. It's been a long time since I worked at the shop, but this one was replaced because the horn button would get stuck and it would leave the horn on. And I just kept that in my toolbox for a long time. Not sure where I got this one. So anyway, there's a Buick LeSabre over here that has 2 airbags in it. Jason's got 2 more airbags, so we should have 4 more. So we have 4 airbags to add to that collection, and then need suggestions on what to do with them. I've seen all the videos online. If anybody can think of anything that would be cool to do with those airbags, you know, obviously I want to blow them up. I just don't know. I don't know. Need suggestions. I've seen all the other videos online, so let me know what you guys think. Anyways, let's get back to working on this 38 pickup. All right, a piece of heat shrink. This is the good heat shrink with the glue in it. The connectors. I always take these off if I can. I don't think they crimp very well. Put a little heat on it and they come right off. Strip this back a little bit. Connector on. Alright, I'm not going to snug that down just yet, but that's all that needs right there. I pulled this wire here. I have a whole nother harness from one of the other Explorers that I took apart. This wire here just needs to be lengthened enough to go inside. So this is probably going to need to be trimmed a little bit, but it's close enough to where I can get these connectors where I need them. So I need to go ahead and clean these up and shorten this quite a bit. Alright, that's much cleaner. This sensor is going to go right here. This stuff here is going to we'll do this a different day. This all came out pretty good. I lost my coolant temp sensor, and this is the piece here for the heater hoses. It's pretty rotten, and I'm pretty sure it's going to leak out of here. So I need to find an adapter that goes in here that mounts the coolant temperature sensor. This sending unit, this is the temperature sending unit. This needs to be replaced with the one for the gauges. The first thing I want to do right now is prime it. I want to prime it so I can put the cam synchronizer in. Okay, this goes down here and drives the oil pump. No. It doesn't fit this one. It should fit. Doesn't fit. How can it not fit? Uh-oh. Okay, well, I guess on closer look, they are different size. Alright, so apparently the newer ones are a 1/4 inch drive, and I have to use an extension and a socket. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and put some oil in it. Which way is the spins? I think I'm going the wrong way. Yep. Okay, so this is what they call the camshaft position synchronizer. It's the bottom half of the distributor. It's driven off the camshaft and drives the oil pump. This here is the camshaft position sensor. If we take this off, you can see the half circle there. Every time that passes by this window, it makes the voltage output on the signal wire. I believe these are 5 volts. It's a 5 volt, a ground, and a signal. So every time, I don't remember if it's when this is in front of the sensor that it puts 5 volts out, or when it's away from it, it puts 5 volts out. Either way, when this spins, it toggles on and off the 5 volt signal to the computer. The computer uses that signal to synchronize the crankshaft position sensor at top dead center. It knows where top dead center is on number 1 based on the teeth and there's a missing tooth. So it knows top dead center, but it doesn't know if it is the compression stroke or the exhaust stroke, and that's where this comes in. The engine can actually run without this. It will set a code if you unplug it, but it will start and run without it. So they use this basically when, I don't remember which way it is, whenever that sees top dead center on number 1, whether or not this is here or here tells the computer which cycle the engine is on. So to time it, you have this tool. So there's this alignment tool here that goes on. You rotate this until the tool will fit like that. And once the tool's all the way on, it holds this in place. So the next thing you have to do is put the engine at top dead center. I've already taken the spark plugs out. And the way I do it is I put my finger over this very first spark plug hole and turn it until I feel the compression over here. That's it right there. I'm going to go around one more time just to make sure. Alright, I can feel the compression building, so we're coming up on number 1 cylinder. And right here on the balancer are the timing marks. Another way I like to do it is put a screwdriver or an extension in the cylinder. And then we can verify that the mark hasn't moved on the balancer. Still going up. All right. Then we come down here and see if we can see it. Come down here to the timing pointer. After top dead center. Okay, we're actually pretty close to. pretty close. So that's 10 before and that's 10 after. So that's 0 pretty much right there. Call that top dead center. Alignment tool in place. You got to put it down here and get it lined up with the cam and the oil pump. So now as it engages with the cam, because the gear is spiral cut, it's going to make it want to turn. So that pretty much put it in. It's all the way seated down at the bottom. You don't want to turn the crankshaft with the tool on. And the tool keeps this whole thing from spinning while you put the hold down. So double check, we're at top dead center. The tool is on the synchronizer. Put the hold down in place and torque down the hold down. So I just set the coils on. They're just sitting there plugged in. Make sure that the wiring is going to look good once it's all loomed and everything's in place. The only thing I need to finish here, aside from putting in the sending units, I need the wiring for the compressor. I need to go get a connector for that and route that into the harness and all the way out there. I'm probably going to go ahead and wrap this up. I need to get the pin out for this so I can tag all these wires and know what they are. Go ahead and go through the computer pinout and delete all the stuff that we're not using. Other than that, I need to do exhaust. That's probably the next big thing that I need to do. I'm going to do this tomorrow. Then I'll do I'll start working on the exhaust and the fuel lines. Once the exhaust and the fuel lines, the exhaust actually needs to come at least back to here and get the O2 sensors and stuff in it. Do that first, then I'm going to do the exhaust and the fuel lines, and then this thing's going to get covered, bagged, rolled out of the way, and that's got to get body work. The firewall's got to get painted, and then I can put the cab on. So these are the gauges that we're going to be using. Pretty much the same thing we put in the 39. So I need to get in the bag of goodies here and get out the sending units. Okay, so there it is, all installed. You can see it's just one wire from here. I just clipped the wire off. Oops. And put the terminal on there for the sending unit. Now this wire, I know this wire runs up to this connector here, and that's one of the ones we're gonna have to pin it out here and tag it. Now the oil pressure sending unit goes right here. Same thing, single wire sending unit. I'm just gonna take that out, screw the new one in, and change the end on this wire, just like I did the other one. Alright, I'm going to leave it right here for right now. I need a 45-degree fitting for my oil pressure sending unit. That's not going to work. I need to find the coolant temp sensor fitting for the block here. I need a connector for the AC compressor. So I need to go scrounge up some parts, and as soon as I get some parts figured out, we'll get right back here. Meantime, if anybody can think of anything they haven't seen done with an automotive airbag, let me know. I have almost a dozen airbags of different sorts of varieties. I've been hanging on to them. I see all the videos online. I want some original ideas. So if we can get some original ideas, find something interesting. I've got, my buddy just bought a big property up north, so there's plenty of open land out there to do whatever with. It's not my property, but I mean the property surrounding his. There's plenty of room to pop some airbags. I don't know. Like I said, I've seen a bunch of videos online, people doing crazy stuff with it. So if anybody's got any weird ideas, let me know. And we'll make a video out of that and blow up some airbags. That'll be fun. Anyway, we'll see you guys on the next go. Yeah, thanks for watching.